every reverse osmosis is divided into three main parts, right? A pre-treatment, the treatment, which is the reverse osmosis itself, and the post-treatment, right? The pre-treatment comes with the multimedia system, that's activated carbon, silica or quartz sand, gravel, that's filtration gravel, manganese dioxide, catalogs, prologs, manganox, aquanox, name them. All those things, either for removal of iron, removal of manganese, removal of suspended solids from the water. And why pre-treatment? So that the workload on your reverse osmosis, this is the treatment stage itself, your reverse osmosis membrane, the workload is going to be reduced. And after the reverse osmosis, then the post-treatment. Now, what is the most important part of your reverse osmosis? The most important part of your reverse osmosis is your membrane. The question number one you should be asking, right? Any water treatment company or water treatment technician or your plumber or whoever is setting up a system for you should be, what kind of membrane are you going to put in my reverse osmosis in the system, right? The membrane is the brain box. The membrane is actually the mechanism doing the major work of the desalination process in the reverse osmosis setup. Without the membrane, that whole setup isn't called a reverse osmosis. Once you put the membrane into the setup, that is what is going to convert your conventional filtration system into a reverse osmosis setup, into a reverse osmosis membrane. The question number one you should be asking, or you should ask anyone at all setting up your system for you, should be, what kind of membrane are you going to use? What kind of membrane are you using in the setup of this reverse osmosis setup? And as a matter of fact, there are various types of membrane. We have the ULP membrane, which is the ultra low pressure membrane. We have the LP membrane, which is the low pressure membrane. We have the FXR, which is the fouling resistant membranes. We have the BW membrane, which is the brackish water membrane. We have the SW membrane, which is the seawater membrane. So your water quality should determine, right, which of this membrane they are going to put in your system, right? If you have water with high level of fouling, you should go for the FR model or the FR type of membranes. Those ones comes with fouling resistant. They can resist fouling much better than SW, BW, ULP, or XLP. So the first question you should ask anyone at all setting up your system should be the kind of reverse osmosis membrane they are going to use, and they should be able to justify why they are using that kind of membrane. So the question number two to ask your water treatment company, your technician, your plumber, or whoever should be the kind of high pressure pump they will be using. Okay, you see, the reverse osmosis membrane and the high pressure pump is actually the only two main gadgets you need, right, to set up a reverse osmosis model, right? A complete reverse osmosis model is just your high pressure pump and your membrane. Once you have your high pressure pump and your membrane, you can actually reverse your water. You can actually desalinate your water. So the other components are just there to make the work easier for your membrane. So what that means is that after your membrane, the next most important component of your setup, right, it's your high pressure pump. So your high pressure pump ideally should be double, right? Should be double of the quantity of water you are trying to get as your permit. That's as your treated water. So your concentrate is your wastewater. So your high pressure pump should be sized accordingly, according to the quantity of water you are trying to get, right? It should be sized according to the quantity of water you are trying to get. So question number two, the kind of high pressure pump you are going to use in the setup of the membrane. Then the question number three, now we have to come back to the pre-treatment stage. But the third question should be you asking, right? What kind of pre-treatment are you giving me? Okay, the standard pre-treatment comes with gravel, comes with smooth sand, that's quartz sand, comes with activated carbon and resin. Sometimes, right, due to your water quality, the standard setup of the pre-treatment stage may not work for you, may not be appropriate for your water quality. In that instance, you may need to go for something in addition to the conventional standard media setup for your pre-treatment stage. You may need to add manganese dioxide if you have iron in your water. You may need to add some premium brands like Aquanox, Catalox, Prolox, Manganox in the removal of manganese and iron in your water, right? And if you have high level of scale causing minerals like calcium and magnesium in your water, and also calcium, magnesium, and also potassium in your water, you may need to also have, you may need to change from the conventional Chinese resin into something much premium, something much better than those ones, like high grade cation resin. Sometimes we need to even add an iron resin to it. The conventional pre-treatment stage doesn't come with regeneration setup. If you have high level of TDS, you may need to add regeneration brine system to your softening setup, like what we have here, right? If that stage, if you miss the setup of your pre-treatment stage, it may affect the outcome, the performance of your reverse osmosis, which you wouldn't want to see happen because the cost of the membrane is quite high. So what we are trying to do is to work pretty hard in the pre-treatment stage to be able to remove as many debris, particulates, solids from your water before the water gets to your membrane. Another question you should be asking whoever is setting up your system for you should be now the post-treatment. Due to how versatile the membrane is, right? It takes out almost everything from your water, right? Most of the water we consume in Accra are actually demineralized water. They lack essential minerals, and you wouldn't want your water to be like that unless you do not want to consume the water directly. But if you are looking at consuming the water, right, you should think about adding back some minerals into the water, okay? Either adding back calcium and magnesium back into your water. And those two minerals are quite important. You need to get them back into your water. So the post-treatment is mainly to add back the lost minerals back into your water. And sometimes you may also need to add UV sterilizer to your post-treatment if you are looking at consuming the water. Due to the, if you have microbial growth on the surface of your membrane, those microbes can actually seep through your water and get into the treated water. So you may need to get a UV sterilizer as part of your post-treatment stage. Now, the last question you should be asking should be, what kind of frame are you going to use for me? Is it going to be a galvanized frame, or is it going to be a stainless steel frame? Galvanized frame has its benefits, and stainless steel frame also has its benefit. The only benefit a galvanized frame have over a stainless steel frame is the fact that it's cheaper than a stainless steel setup. But if you're someone whose property is close to the beachside, I would advise you go for a stainless steel frame because of the sea breeze probably coming and blowing to your property. The sea breeze is going to start corroding the frame early. And if you have a stainless steel frame, you may not experience such. The lifespan of your galvanized steel frame probably is going to take about 5-6 years before you may need to replace them. But the stainless steel is going, if you have 304 stainless steel polished type, it may take you to about 10-15 years without you having to change the frame at all. Also, before I conclude, you should also think about your feed pump. I'm not talking about your pressure pump. Your pressure pump definitely is going to be stainless steel, but your feed pump must also be stainless steel, right? If the the salt level in the water is quite high. Also, if you're also close by the sea, consider using a stainless steel feed pump. If you use the cast or the brass, you realize that your pump starts corroding much quicker. So, what are the 4 questions you should ask before or when deciding to set up your reverse osmosis? The type of membrane to use. The second question should be the high pressure pump they will be using, right? Demand for the kilowatt, demand for the flow rate. And the third question should be the pre-treatment. What are they going to be putting in the pre-treatment stage and why? The fourth question should be the post-treatment. What are you going to be putting as part of my post-treatment stage and why? And the last one, which is the bonus, should be the frame, right? The frame. Is it going to be galvanized? Is it going to be stainless steel? And also your feed pump. Make sure, if you have the means, make sure you go for a stainless steel feed pump. Thank you for watching this video to this length. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, comment, and a thumb up. I will see you in the next one. Bye.